Hey, Andy, look at you.
Well, hello from fabulous
Wow.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome, everybody. I think
Wow.
we're
Look
going to
at
get
this.
a little
This
kicker
is like a, can you hear me all right?
I can, yeah.
This is like a professional shoot here. I can't
Oh,
believe it.
You should see my view. I'll send you a picture. Actually, I'll send you a picture right now so you can see what I'm seeing.
You are, really live via satellite from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's pretty fun. Wow.
I just texted you a picture of the whole setup here.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at that. Maybe I can beam it on board. Oh my. So, we got some news to dive into, but how do you have such a elaborate setup?
Well, thankfully, one of my best friends and housemate is a fantastic audio video guy, Nathan Pata, and he has a DSLR camera with a wide-angle lens that we've jacked into the computer, and
Wow.
we've got a fairly elaborate lighting setup here, and because he's an A2 and boom operator, we have this great lav mic that you can hear me really well with.
Here's the footage. This is what we're looking at.
That's what I see.
Do you have to have a permit for that? Folks, if you're just joining us, go ahead and chime in. Who's watching? We want to know who's watching. Go ahead and chime in. Say hello. Don't be shy. So let's go ahead. So look at this view, folks. Look at that view. Vegas is back? Question mark.
We just had a Bellagio fountain show. You can see directly below me there is the Bellagio fountains, and they run every 30 minutes, I believe.
Wow, that's great. That's cool. That's cool. Well, you're doing great things. Of course, we got Andy Garfield here, broadcasting live via satellite.
I'm Patrick. I'm broadcasting live via satellite from Las Vegas, Nevada, where no one is wearing masks except for the employees. They will live. The rest of us will surely perish.
Yeah. Oof. Well, hey,
I'm wearing them. We're all wearing masks all the time whenever we're downstairs in the casino or anything like that. And we get looks. We get looks from people of like, oh, wearing a mask. Yeah.
Wow. Well, hey, why don't we can dive into that a little bit later on the show. How about we talk about the news? Universal Studios Orlando. First off, 30th anniversary birthday yesterday, June 7th. And then, of course, they reopened during our bye week. Of course, we went dark last week due to all the protests and all that. We're being sensitive about that. We'll probably do a smaller version of the show. What do you think? Universal Studios has reopened, and I'm going to go to you because your shot's a lot better than mine.
Well, I'm happy to see the parks open. So are a lot of people. I'm happy that all the team members are able to go back to work and get some hours and get their lives back a little bit as well. And I think that the operational changes that they made are reasonable and I think easy to follow. I mean, some people are, some people aren't, but overall, it seems like a totally reasonable way to operate given the circumstances.
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping up on it. Like I predicted, basically nobody's going. It's not crowded at all. But I agree with you. People are working, which I'm happy about, and they're ramping back up. We're checking the data. I check the data every day basically for our Orange County, Florida cases, and we have about 40 to 60 every day out of 1.1 million people. Hopefully it stays low. We basically already reopened restaurants. All these things have already reopened that were pretty high risk. I know that a lot of businesses are still work from home. I'm work from home. I know you're always work from home.
From my studio at least. I mean, that's why I tell people like, it's almost no change for me because I just go between my studio and my house. It's about 2 miles. So, I basically, used one whole tank of gas over 3 months just driving to and from my studio.
Yeah. I actually messed up. It's already reopened. The park's already open. So I'm just going to take off that stuff. But if the park's open, folks, you're watching. What do you think about Universal Studios reopening? We want to hear. We got Jason. We got Kelly. Hello.
Yeah, Cindy is my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. My mom doesn't really know how to use Facebook, so that's not going to happen for me. So Universal Orlando has reopened, and for those of you just joining me, a lot of people that just joined us, Andy Garfield is live via satellite in Las Vegas. This is probably the best shot we've ever had.
Or ever will have.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to like go and do this shot like at Epcot one day and just shoot from Epcot. All you need is a laptop, so that laptop and a camera. So yeah, I mean, I'm watching the data. Sorry, I keep putting you on the frame. Let me put myself on here. I keep watching the data. I went to Disney Springs. I went to Disney Springs like 3 times in the past couple of weeks. My last time, not a lot of people wearing masks, and so I just didn't appreciate that. So I decided that I was just going to lay low for a while. And I mean, I don't know what's going on. It's like every other day they changed what the requirements, or the WHO has a different response. So we'll see what's going on. But like you said, I'm happy the parks are reopening. If it's safe to do so, it does seem to be safe to do so. So I went down. I went down to Port St. Lucie, which is in Central Florida. Well, actually, it's in southern Central Florida, and went to a Walmart for about a minute and a half, and that was like my nightmare. So I had to go in for a very specific item requested by my mother-in-law, and it was like everyone was in your grill, 10% people wearing masks, and I was like, all right, well, people aren't going here. You can reopen a theme park with social distancing and virtual queues. I don't see what the difference is. So happy to see that. But you know what? You're in Vegas. Can you talk us through from the beginning, your decision to go to Vegas? Did they recruit you? How did they get you to come out? I want to hear from the very beginning. And as much as you want to tell, I'm very excited about hearing it. Uh-oh. Andy, can you hear us? I think we just lost Andy. Uh-oh. Oh, well, hey, Andy, we lost you, but you're back now. Can you go ahead and...
So I stay at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, where I am now, which has this beautiful view. I'm here in the Boulevard Tower on the 69th floor. And I come to Vegas frequently. And I'll tell you what, I couldn't wait to come back. And when I heard that they were going to reopen last week, I couldn't come last week. I probably wouldn't have anyway because they were still figuring everything out. So I came on. We came in yesterday, and I just love Vegas. I love supporting Vegas. I'm happy that everybody here is also back to work as well. And it's kind of strange. It is a Monday, so it's one of the slowest days of the week. But I would say it is about half as many people as you would expect in the casino on a Monday. I know the hotel over the weekend had a third, 33% or so occupancy, which is way more than they had expected.
Wow.
They were not prepared for it. Housekeeping, they only had 4 porters at the bell desk for all the people. Like 900 people checked out yesterday, and only 4 porters for all those people, and they were having a tough time. Housekeeping is struggling. But as far as I could tell, everybody's happy to be back to work. Most of the restaurants are open inside the resort. As of today, I think the only thing that's not open is the Rose Rabbit Lie and the Wicked Spoon Buffet. But otherwise, it's pretty much business, as usual here. All the employees are wearing masks. Most of the guests are not. When I got on the elevator this morning to go down for breakfast, 4 people got on the elevator with me not wearing masks, and I was just like, okay, but I don't feel unsafe. There's as you'll see in some of the pictures, there's hand sanitizing stations everywhere. They're giving you complimentary masks everywhere you go. When we checked in, so that's the Egg Slut line, the line for the Egg Slut restaurant on the 2nd floor. I sent that to a friend, and I said, there's a line at Egg Slut, the earth is healing.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was standing there, pretty much no one was social distancing. Also, no one was wearing a mask, and an employee came along and told everybody to move except me, because I was social distancing from the people in front of me, at least, and glaring at the people behind me as they were like right up on me, And, the manager came over and very politely asked people to spread apart a little bit, and people complied for the large part. At the black, I was surprised to see no plastic barriers between slot machines, between players at any of the tables, the craps tables, the blackjack tables, any of the other games at all. It's just basically with the slots, they have if there's two slots side by side, they have one of them just turned off, or the seat removed, or both.
Gotcha.
And but apparently, if you ask the slot attendants, and the manager can make a call, and say there's two Anchorman machines right next to each other, and like my buddy and I want to play, and we can say look, we're staying in the same room, we live in the same house, everything's fine. They'll turn the machine on for you.
Gotcha. So I have some file footage here. I figured I'll put it up. So.
Oh yeah, so that's in the elevator lobby on our hotel floor. You can see they just screwed on a hand sanitizer dispenser, and they're all battery-powered, motorized, touchless dispensers. So you just put your hand under, and it squirts out some hand sanitizer. And it's like being on a cruise ship a little bit. Where there's hand sanitizing stations everywhere, and you just get into the habit of whenever you see one, you just use it. This is a shot of when we arrived in our room. They had this sealed plastic and foil bag containing hand sanitizer, a pen with a stylus for touch screens on it, and two complimentary black fabric masks that are very comfortable.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and whenever you go to the identity desk for to get a Players Club card or whatever, they give you a mask if you're not wearing one. Yeah, or if you ask for one.
Gotcha.
I was surprised to see that they're not selling any Cosmo branded masks in any of the sundry shops, the gift shops, or anything like that. I think that's a big missed opportunity. But I think that they probably figure, this is only going to be for like a month or two or three, and why spend thousands and thousands of dollars designing and producing 10,000 masks.
Yeah, totally makes sense. And so here I got a blurry photo.
Oh, that's a video.
Didn't come through as a video.
Oh, really? That's just a thumbnail?
Yeah, every time you sent it. So. Oh,
that's weird. Oh, that was just a quick walkthrough of the casino I did last night, basically showing the situations where all the table games only have 3 seats at them, 1, 2, 3, and you can't stand behind the seats. I'm curious how that would work, on a busier night on a Friday or Saturday night, but.
And so, I mean, well, here, we'll keep going through, so play it safe.
There's those signs everywhere talking about social distancing, and then also encouraging you to wear a mask. Masks are encouraged, they say.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm going back in time. And then, of course.
So this is my buddy Nathan, who set up my whole rig for the broadcast. That he's my housemate and my friend. So this is a picture of the VIP check-in lounge, where traditionally they have self-serve champagne and snacks and drinks and coffee and all that kind of stuff, and cookies and muffins and desserts. But it's all now the staff serves that to you. And this is a picture you can barely see this plastic plexiglass barrier that is only 2 feet wide by maybe 3.5 feet high, 4 feet high, and you can easily move it around. And lean around it, or whatever. I mean, one of the things is we had a lot of trouble hearing some of the employees through their masks and the plastic, and but everybody's making the best of it. And to be honest, we were really surprised at the lack of barriers. I mean, I was prepared to walk into the VIP to like the Wells Fargo bulletproof glass plexiglass barrier that But no, it's all very ethereal and very, very temporary.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that even they haven't gone to a digital check-in where they hand you your envelope, or it's all digital on a phone. I'm kind of surprised about that, to be honest with you.
I was surprised too, and I don't see that as an option anywhere. If you go to the pictures, there's one of the pictures has the regular check-in area, which has a lot more plexiglass all the way across. There you go. You can kind of see it. It's there's no gaps at all. It goes all the way across the desks. So and that appears to be a lot more permanent, but it's still It's very inobtrusive. I mean, I was really surprised, and obviously the way that they're installing these, they intend to be very, very temporary.
Yeah. I can't wait till things go back to normal, man. I'm so tired of like going out and being paranoid and anxious about everywhere I go.
Well, I don't expect it to be back to like normal ever, you know, but I think, you know, honestly, when I was getting breakfast this morning and waiting for my food at Egg Slut, you know, I was thinking to myself about how I think I'd be okay with all the restaurant employees continuing to be required to wear masks, much like they do in Europe or Asia, you know, where all food service and employees are expected to wear masks anyway, especially in Japan and Korea.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that's a good point. If you're preparing food in the back, you know, yeah, very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Like, so what would you say is your biggest like takeaway on the clientele that are there? Because I'm kind of interested in like what kind of people are showing up. Are they driving from, because people just go on a 4-hour car ride and they can come from California, you know, are there international guests? Like, what's been your take on the type of traffic you've seen? Who are they? Who are the people that are coming?
I don't think there's any international guests. I think that most of the people are either locals using their offers from the casino, free nights.
Right.
And then also, I mean, I'm here on an offer as well. That you know, for half of my stay at least, and I think the rest are it's either locals and people from California, Los Angeles probably. I've talked to a few people, and a lot of people from Southern California are the ones that are here.
Yeah,
eager to escape the lockdown. I mean, I was very excited to get a haircut this morning, this afternoon. I feel like a new person again.
So, and then what, blackjack is just business as usual, or do they have a limited amount of people that are?
So blackjack is, are you there? I think I lost you. Well, if you can hear me, blackjack is 3 guests at a table only instead of the traditional 6, or at some casinos 8. But we only get three chairs at every table, which for blackjack is fine. But as far as I understand, too, with the poker at other casinos that have poker, like the Bellagio and the Venetian and Wynn, that it's only 4-handed poker, so only 4 players at a poker table, which is kind of not the greatest game that you want to play. It's a lot different action. You have to be a lot more aggressive in your play, which, you know, most people who play poker in Vegas just go and grind it out and, you know, play for as long as they can rather than, you know, aggressively.
Got it. Cool. Well, so out of your, so are you pretty satisfied with your exhibit, your experience, or do you feel that maybe it's not, you feel like there's enough precautions? You know, how are you feeling overall on your comfort level?
Well, overall, I mean, I feel like when you're sitting at a slot machine, you're just surrounded by people generally that you know, like, you know, Nathan and I live together in our house, housemates, and I'm here, you know, with my family members also that barely left their house for 3 months as well. My cousin Peter, who we had on the show on the 2nd episode, who works at Caesars and is still not back at work because he works at the box office.
Gotcha. Right.
But you know, I mean, it's not crowded at all. So like, it's not like a normal day where like you're sitting there and like people are like bumping your chair because there's so many people trying to get through the slot, you know, walkways and all that kind of stuff. There's really not a lot of people around in general. Of course, you know, even on Sunday night, on Monday, it's not too busy in general to begin with. But I mean, there's almost no one walking around in the casino, and the only time you would have to interact with people is if you're standing in a line for like food or whatever, and then you know the walkways are not too crowded, so the only time we really interact or get close to people is like crossing each other,
right,
passing each other. But yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of time in our room anyway, just relaxing and enjoying cocktails and cigars and what have you. So it's not like we're down there for 12 hours, you know, amongst the public generally.
So we have a question that came in from, I believe, your mom. Are the dealers wearing gloves?
I don't know. Are the dealers wearing gloves? I didn't notice.
And
I think they are. I think the dealers are wearing gloves. Yeah.
got it. Cool. Well, Andy, before we sign off, I know it's a little bit of a shorter show this week, but do you have any closing thoughts about your your trip? Are you there throughout the week? Are you going to be there next Monday when we go again live, or are you coming back?
No, I'm back on Thursday.
Okay, great. Well, any closing thoughts?
Well, I just, I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching us, with everything going on. And obviously our thoughts are all over the world, and especially with all of our friends that are people of color that have been suffering a lot over the last couple of weeks. And, despite me being here and we're having a good time and whatnot, but it's certainly not far from my thoughts. And, I think that I look forward to more theme parks opening so more people can go out and be happy and have a nice time and spend time with their families and all that kind of stuff. And I think that, I'm anxious for our entertainment economy to recover, which is another reason why I wanted to come out here as well, to support all my friends and family that do work here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. No, and that's a good thing that you just touched on, which is all about, the protests that are going on, and just to plug something. So, I do like 18 shows and webinars a week. And the next one I'm doing is actually going to be next Friday, June 12th, 9 a.m. Pacific and 12 p.m. Eastern. So coming up this Friday, I have RJ Temple on from the Creative Crest Foundation. He also works for Creative Entertainment at Disney. And then Cynthia Sharp from Thinkwell, and we're going to talk about racial inequality and diversity and inclusion in the themed entertainment industry. So I'll go ahead and comment with a link to it, but you can find it on my YouTube page, a real Patrick Kling, or I'll put it on my Facebook. But it's going to be a really interesting conversation. We did a little bit of a discussion today, so please join for that. I think it's going to be a great live stream. So I'm really excited about that, because we're
that's great. I'm definitely going to tune into that.
That's great. Well, from all of us here at this Themed Entertainment Design Show, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys later, maybe hopefully in the theme park one day. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I said that'd be great. I look forward to it.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Good night.